Hey everyone, it's Sonia here. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Fresh Approach Wellness podcast. And wow, like 176 episode later, and we have another special guest with us tonight. Um, for those that are catching this, you're tripping around, and you discover and fall and land on this episode, whether it's on YouTube or on your favorite listening platform, just know that our heart to hearts means there is a video component. So you get to meet the personalities. You get to sit down and have coffee or tea or wine or whatever with us. So tonight we have Coach Greg with us. And I'm saying tonight because we are recording this, and this is kind of surreal still. So we are recording this episode on April 24th, 2023, but it's not going to be played until about 3 months out, maybe a little bit longer than that. And this is weird because although we're talking in the moment, it is so quick when I go back and put the episodes up and feeling like yesterday and how all of a sudden so much time has passed. And, Coach Greg and I were talking behind the camera as I normally do for like 5 whole minutes when I get to know my guests. Maybe that, maybe less, maybe more. But the point is, we don't script these. We talk from the heart. It's literally like they're two people getting together. And the title of today's episode, Coach Greg doesn't even know about. So you ready?
I'm ready.
I don't impress me much.
Oh,
Go with
that's awesome.
and
That's
and take a minute and introduce yourself for a second, and then I will share how this title became the title because I don't even have that prepped before the show. That's how organic these are.
very much. Thank you. It's so good to be here. I'm honored to be on your show, especially after so many. Yeah, our 5 minutes. We've had 5 minutes, and it already feels like I've known you forever. That's a good bond with somebody. So I am Coach Greg LeFever. I am out of Southern California. I am the owner and CEO of Empowered Women's Fitness. We are the premier outdoor fitness and fat loss facility. We focus on women's health. My tagline really is caring for the caretakers. I discovered a long time ago that women, with all that they do, especially now with the rise of more business owners, women's holding higher levels in companies, they still run their houses, their husbands, their families, their children. All of that still happens, and they start forgetting about themselves. You look and see the decline of women's health, check CDC, the decline of women's health, the raise of the rising heart rate issues, all the stuff. It's because they're not taking care of themselves. So I have taken that on as caring for the caretakers. You take take care of everyone else, and give me that 30 minutes at least a day. And then there's always follow up, but 30 minutes of time for your self-care, and let me take care of you that time. You empty your brain, you just show up. You don't have to think about anything. It's just me taking care of you, recharge you, fire you up, and back off you go. That's in the training element. There's so many more things we do, but the whole premise is helping you take care of yourself because nobody else is going to.
Okay, I love that. I am a woman that fits into so many of those categories. And like I've found different words for the same thing. And it's about balancing your bandwidth. And without that for me, it's high energy in the morning. And then I just will crash and burn eventually throughout the day. That's why I have a hard stop at a certain time because I know I'm done. But most people need that burst, that help, that accountability. So it's amazing that there are coaches like both of us that will do whatever it takes to inspire people to move their bodies. And that's what it is. It's inspiring people to move their bodies in a way that feels natural, but more importantly, in a way that's fun. Being
Yes.
outdoors is so much fun. And without the fun factor, you're not showing up the next day. That's what separates good from the great. And I'm not going to geek out and quote that book again, like I did a couple of episodes ago. From Good to Great, it's a great book, but it's about business, not necessarily about accountability and focus.
Great.
So behind camera, we were talking about successes and milestones and how, as ambitious entrepreneurs, as leaders, as influencers, if you would, as parents, as partners, and insert more here, how we are so caught up in the day-to-day action that we don't stop and think about the things we have accomplished. Hence the title, I Don't Impress Me Much.
Yes.
Would
Yes.
you like to share with our audience here how this came up in conversation? Because
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
know this character explains exactly why you do what you do to help and empower women to fill their cup first. So entertain us for a second and share with us, indulge
Oh,
us.
for sure. I'll say how we got up. Yeah, it's you see it in society. Everybody's on to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, or focusing on it wasn't good enough. I could have done better. I should have done better. Part of my expression here, I have another business coach. He said, "Don't use should because you're shooting all over yourself." I'm like, as funny as that sounds, but it's such a negative connotation, and it keeps putting you back. No matter how well you've done on something, I could have done better. I could have done. So a lot of my reframing for my ladies is I listen to the things they say and how they say them to ensure that they are giving themselves the grace for the personal victory. It came up in our conversation because we were just speaking about that. And I wrote a book in January. My goal was first to get it published. And then I got a little nudge from my own coaches that said, hey, don't just publish it, go for the #1 spot. I said, all right, let's do that. So we published the book in a very short amount of time and then went after the #1 spot. We got it, #1 bestseller on Amazon. And I was like, yay. I took 10 minutes to say yay. And I was like, okay, what's next? And my coach said, time out right there. She said, this is happy dance time. You give yourself the day at least to happy dance. Appreciate what you did. Look where you started. Look at the journey that you took to get to there. Even if we didn't hit the #1 bestseller, you wrote a book, you got it published, all of those things. But that's a big thing. But what I really focus on with other people, and even more so myself now, is every little thing, every little victory counts. If I'm going to go eat something that I was going to eat, and I walked by the cookies and I typically would grab one. I didn't. I kept walking. I did something else. You know what? I'll take that as a victory because I didn't do something negative to myself. So I kept walking and I went and did something else, or I had a different food. I mean, I put in food related because I was just diet and food. That could be easily relayed to any subject. It could be financial. It could be, whether we worked out, say, well, I didn't work out long enough. Did you work out at all? Yeah, but I didn't do as good as yesterday. How did you do today? Because today, I told you, today is the only day that matters. You can't do anything about yesterday. It's gone. Tomorrow is not a day on the calendar. Like you don't worry about tomorrow. That's not even here. It's not guaranteed. It's not on the calendar. Show me a calendar that says tomorrow on it. There isn't one. There's days of the week, but there's not a tomorrow. So today's it. What did you do today? They get here. They're like, oh, I don't know. I'm kind of let down. I look at them. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, you're here. You showed up. Let's go. You're here. And they're like, oh, I did. Reframe that mindset to taking away those little negatives. And when you start doing that little bit at a time with the little things, it starts to add up, and it starts to reframe the attitude, your general attitude for a daily thing. And the daily becomes the next day. And one of our favorite coaching things is 1% better every day. 1%. That's all it takes. Just one little thing better each day. And then, and if it helps you, you write down those victories every night. Take 5 minutes. What did you get done today? Oh, hey, I did this. I got done more errands than I needed to. I finished with more time. I took a short power nap today. You know what? I went to a yoga class today. You know what? I did this for myself. Or, you know what? I didn't go plow through a bucket of ice cream at night when I felt bad. Whatever it happens to be, but write down the victories. And when you start writing them down, you just see how big the list gets. Especially write them down with no judgment. That's our biggest thing too, is we judge everything. Well, is it a victory? Isn't it? If you have to think if it is or it isn't, it probably was. Write it down.
Well, and somebody else said to me as well, just to expand on that, eliminate the but.
Yeah.
I'm doing all of these things well, but no, stop right there and leave good enough alone.
Yeah.
And walk away. Just surrender to the rest. And that's the grace that you're talking about. So you don't know this, and I know you don't know this. First of all, my Facebook community is called Celebrate Everything.
Oh, that's cool.
And it is literally about celebrating every single moment in your life. The harmony, right? Yeah. I've also rolled out a program called the 1% Difference.
Someone's gonna think we scripted this. We didn't.
We didn't.
met.
So I
That's
I
awesome.
talk to people and I've got a visual that I want to share because we're both in the industry. And so I know we're going to have a lot of cross listeners that are going to be interested in what you're saying or be interested in what I'm saying. At the end of the day, the message is the same. Connect with whoever you vibe with, but I want you to hear from both of us in our own little descriptions and words that the message is the same here. So we're going to do a visualization technique, but I want you to be realistic with what comes to mind. Be your typical avatar as I'm taking you through this. Okay, Coach Greg,
Ma'am.
you ready? All right. So if I were to say to your average client, I pretend we're both 200 pounds, first of all.
Mhm.
Okay. And I'm your coach or whatever. Or there's two people talking, and the goal is, what if I say to you we're 200 pounds that we could be 148 pounds by this time next year?
My typical would go, oh, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I've ever been there. I haven't done that since high school. There's a lot of excuses and reasons immediately come up why you cannot get there.
Okay. And would you agree with me that the majority of the people would say it's first things first, it's impossible?
Yes.
Worst case scenario.
Oh, yeah.
We
I
tend to
agree.
go worst case scenario, come up with the reasons, the excuses, everything that stood in our way in the past before with that information that we had then versus that vast information that we have now and how everything has shifted in our life and we're not in the exact same spot. But we go to the default answer, which is no way is this possible.
Sure. It's the
Okay.
easy, comfortable
It's
space.
the
Yeah.
easy, comfortable space. Now let's break this down. There are 12 months in a year. Okay. So is it possible to lose 4 pounds in 12 months?
Of course.
What does that look like? A pound a week?
You say 4 pounds in 12 months or
No,
4 pounds?
4 pounds in 1 month.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So
That's
that's
easy.
a pound a week, right?
Yep.
So what if you just aimed on releasing 1 pound a week 52 times?
That's perfect. I love your use of the word release. That was,
Mhm.
I don't strategize. Well done. Yeah,
We
that's an easy solution. It's biting the elephant one bite at a time, right?
one
Moving on.
bite at a time. And that's the thing. Like we make things and we do this naturally, guys. And for those that are like be like, oh, that you're making it sound simple. We're meant to make it sound simple because we tend to overcomplicate all of this. My daughter called me, my 25-year-old daughter called me the other day and she asked me what how many calories she needs to eat to lose weight. And my answer is I can't tell you. And she's like, well, what do you mean? You're a coach. And I'm like, I can't tell you, kiddo. You need to go on MyFitnessPal. It's free. And log your day's foods for 3 or 4 days. And I need to see your macros. It has nothing to do with the calories. It has to do with your macros and how you're feeling. A calorie is just a calorie. We can talk about that differently. It's like money right now is our currency of choice. Without that value on the calorie, it means nothing. So we're assigning the value by assigning the macros. And other people will use different formulas. I use macros. What do you use?
A lot of people, I'll use more macros.
Yeah.
I go by the same thing. I tell people, I say this over and over. This isn't rocket science. Don't make it rocket science. And it's stay off the internet. They're going to, I'm so confused. I've seen something, right? It's confusing. I say, and I tell them the same thing you told your daughters, write me down the food, write me down I tell them, I make it even easier. Two things, write down what you ate and what time you ate it. Let's start with a big picture. Super simple. Like, that's it. I'm like, that's it. Let's start there. If you're willing to start there, then we can dissect a little bit more.
I actually go a little deeper.
Yeah,
If I know they have an
uh,
ailment, I talk
yeah,
about hunger, cravings, and sleep. If they go a little
right.
deeper. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I just get them off
Yeah.
of the panicky thing. I say, let's start super here, high level. Then we'll take the next piece. Then we'll get it. Yeah. Then you get into when are you hungriest? What are you craving? What time are you craving stuff? Is it at night? Are you eating at night when you get home? Is stress? It now becomes a habit. So, and then how I do a lot of speaking too, and then to habits versus goals and things, and changing the habits isn't as hard as people think either. It's again, it's like, well, it takes what 40 days or 50 days. the science on a habit it's different for everyone, but same as you. So we'll start here and then we start the drill down.
Yeah.
But just to get them comfortable with, oh, I just need to do those two things. Like, that's it. Start there. I'll do the rest of the rocket science for you, but start there. But don't make it challenging for you. Make it easy.
Make it easy. And then that's one of the questions I like people to walk away with when they're listening. And this is a great episode to apply this question to, is what would make it easier? So are you looking to celebrate those little victories in your life as you go throughout your life? Are you looking to attract more happiness and good and abundance in your life? Well, then you need to celebrate those little things all the time, as minute as they might seem to somebody else. If it means something to you, if you find yourself repeating it, it matters. Yeah,
for sure.
like it just matters. How many times do we repeat things we don't like because we want change?
Mhm.
And then how many times do we share what we're happy about?
So less.
Right? So celebrate victories, but even on your journey,
right?
Your journey to whatever perfect health looks like to you, because it's not a number, it's not a shape, it's not a size, and any good coach will agree with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the same philosophy. I tell people, you come train with me to be better. You train here to live better out there. What do you like to do? We're going to make you better out there in life. You're going to live better with your kids, be better. I always get people too. Let's drill down to your why. That's my favorite thing, because a why is an emotional thing. It's to lose weight is not a why. That's a thing, but it's not a why. But to get drilled down, my favorite story when I'm speaking is, can I share the story?
Yeah, please.
We just switch transition, but the wide part of this kind of matters here is I had a gentleman, I was referred by his daughter-in-law who was a client. She said, you got to help him. He's bad place, bad health, everything's wrong. 350 pounds ish, 6'4", big dude, 65 years old, construction. He's a man's man, tough guy. I go see his house. He's sitting in the lazy chair. Come on in. He didn't even get up. He's sitting in his lazy boy chair. He invites me in. Super great guy, though. Super nice guy. Nice as ever. But again, there I'm saying, so, hey, okay, I'm here to help you. How can I help you? He's like, well, I need to lose some weight. Kind of obvious. Okay, and why? Well, I just want to feel better. So we just started getting into the why. And he gave all the obvious answers first, feel better. Maybe I'll get a little bit better healthy. He needed better health, big time. But we drilled down on the why with this guy. This kid, remember, this is 6'4", 350 construction, big dude. Now he's crying in his chair. He can't play with his grandkids, was his answer. So we took this guy. So your habits and all of these things are keeping you from living better because you don't want to change because you can't play with your grandkids. There's your reason. So I like to get that with people. Let's get in there. What's holding you up? Like you're just talking about, why is it holding you up? And there's a lot of psychology. It sounds like you and I are in the same with the whole mindset thing too. But yeah, let's drill down to that why. What's holding you up? But where do you really want to go? And why do you want to be there? And I'm going to remind you of that. Did that hit home with you a little bit?
No, actually, well, okay, yeah, 100% resonates with me.
Yeah.
So it's why till you cry, which is what you did here, or why you asked normally why 7 times and you're getting to the root of the problem. And the part that stuck with me the most is actually a story I have that I'm going to share, and it brought tears to my eyes. It brought tears to my clients' eyes, and again, for our audience listening to this, whether you're watching the video and you feel like you are literally sitting here amongst us, and that's how I want it to be. So you felt guilty a second ago and you apologized for like turning the tables, but no, friends don't need permission to talk. And if that's the vibe, that's the vibe. That's what I was hoping for. So yeah, the story touched me a bit because you don't realize, like, if a coach brings out emotion and feelings, you've got the right coach. If the coach creates a safe space where you can talk about anything, things that you maybe have never admitted to yourself, or you finally look at your coach and say, I can't look at myself in the mirror, or I don't have anything nice to say about myself when it comes to the affirmations. You need to be able to start with that. And that is uncovering all of those layers of an onion and really getting into the inside. Yeah. So I had a client so pre-COVID, I had a fitness training studio. I was teaching 23 high intensity fitness classes a week. Amazing. People were paying for a boutique price. They came for unlimited classes. And you can bet your bottom dollar that anybody paying boutique anything isn't just showing up for fitness classes. They're showing up for the family, the friends, the camaraderie. This started off in my basement when I first moved back to my hometown where my parents are. And I bought the very first house in my name with enough room, not only outside to flip tires and to run my clients outside, but in my basement at the time to teach 6 to 8 people the high intensity fitness class with steppers and everything. So it was really cool, really fun before I had a studio space. And this woman was in my basement. So we're talking 8 years ago. And she'd been coming for about 8 months. Her husband came to one class and couldn't last. And she persisted, and she had mental health issues. And she had 2 kids that were struggling. But she was doing amazing with all of it. And she was happy. And she always showed up. And sometimes nobody else showed up. So it was a one-on-one. She came up to me one day, dripping of sweat from class. I have to tell you, this girl worked hard. This woman of two, of a mama too, in a good relationship and just doing the best that she can. And she showed me something. Her wedding ring fit for the first time.
Amazing.
She didn't have to wear it around her neck anymore. She was able to put it on her finger, and we both cried because that's not why you sign up for personal training or a fitness class.
Yep.
You know, losing weight is the side effect of falling in love with yourself.
Yes, for sure. Had that conversation today. The way you're going to do this, and we're going to change this, and the byproduct. It's the byproduct is the weight, because you're going to live this way. Byproduct is that it just happens.
And you might slip, right? Like nobody said this is a linear path. Things happen. No,
that's
it's
why
not.
We're here.
Well, but we need each other too. Like, and again, anybody, this information can land on anybody, and maybe somebody's husband or wife listening to this is in the coaching space as well, and it can happen to you too. Your whole life can shift, or maybe it has shifted, and you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
But there are so many other priorities that you're just like everybody else, just trying to find your footing. And the minute you give yourself grace and gratitude, it shifts.
Yep. That's the key. It's the grace and the gratitude.
It is, and it's hard.
So powerful. It is. It's powerful. And then we're the same. I tell people I'm the same as you. They say, "Oh, you work out, you train all day long." I don't. I struggle to train because I'm in the space all day long. I have to really focus to do it for me. We've discussed age. I'm 55, but I've been through a lot of life, which makes me a better. So people say you're a trainer. So I'm not a trainer. I'm a coach. Difference. Trainers usually write workouts and say, "Hey, go do this." A coach gives you what we talked about: education, accountability, love, all of the things that it's the encompass. Training is part of what we do, but it's the encompassing package that makes you successful. That's your coach. That's a different element. I've been almost 250 pounds. I've hit that hard run of life in a couple of different ways. So that equips me to help that person in the head space, in the heart space, in the physical space. I know male, female, the spaces still connect, but having been in that road, in that space, now I can help you because I've been there. It's the experience and the wisdom. It's the wisdom over the wisdom piece. It's having been through makes you that better person. And then the compassion to want to help you now be where, maybe we are, or still it's a constant journey. It's a battle. Every day is a battle, but you have different tools. You have, like you said, we have coaches, we have each other, we have different things. We know.
Well, and we don't, here's the thing. I'm interrupting, which is very extremely rude of me.
No. You just tell me we're just chatting. You're totally good.
Okay, so here's the thing. You said a couple magical words in there that I have to interrupt because I just can't sit still and keep my mouth shut any longer. Society makes us do that enough. That's one of the things I loved about coaching and being in front of the space, encouraging and leading, is now there was no limit. I can shine as bright as I want. And don't you find the same thing when you're in that mode? It's like you're invincible, and that's like a ripple effect to other people. And that's the exact same thing when we're working with our clients. Our clients end up transitioning to that beautiful ray of sunshine that people become addicted to and can't get enough of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, couple things you said. Um, have you read the book, The 5 a.m. Club?
No.
Okay, they talk about heart center, and that's why I've only heard that word from anybody that's ever read that book.
Okay.
Okay, so that was one of them.
Okay.
Hmm, I forget. I didn't write it down. We're gonna have to go back and figure it out or just
Okay.
continue. Okay, I just lost track.
That's all right. It'll pop in your head.
I must have been really excited about it because I didn't even write it down and I lost track.
Interrupt me sooner next time. Okay, no, that's good. No, I just had a head space, heart space, and physical space, how they were all connected, and
Yeah.
that's where I was at. But okay.
Okay, we'll be normal now. I'll be normal now. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. It doesn't matter who you are. Oh, here's what I was gonna say. As coaches, yes, we get this impact as well. But an addictive personality is an addictive personality. And it doesn't matter what the trait is, if it's alcohol, drugs, if it's shopping, if it's leaving your bank account at -500 because that's all you're used to. And that's what an addictive personality is, right? Is finding the things that they're used to and wanting to stay there.
Yeah.
So, right? And then so when we're working with people or when we're working with other coaches or whatever it might look like, when you get introduced to this and once you become addicted to it, it doesn't matter what's thrown your way. This would be a very healthy addiction. You might fall off the beaten path, but once you know the tools, you know that you need to get back on. You at
Yes.
least know where you need to go, right?
Yes.
Without knowing the tools, you have no clue. You're searching for that source again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Like a coach is going to fail, just like everybody else is going to fail. Like plan to fail. And I
Yeah.
actually talk about that in one of my books as well as plan to fail.
Right.
Most coaches won't sit there and say you're going to fail. And I'm here to help you get back up because in the past you haven't gotten back up,
Right. It's the
right?
cycle. It's the cycle.
It's preparing them for the realistic thing. So we have a tendency when we stop and think about, and we talked about this at the very beginning, I don't impress me much. That feeling of not being good enough, that feeling of more, next,
Yeah.
go, the hustle, if you would,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah.
then we talked a little bit about balancing your bandwidth.
Yeah.
We use different words, but caring for the caretaker. Um, at the end of the day, we're just trying to make sure that we've got more than enough in us so we can physically give to those around us.
Absolutely.
Right. And that's what it boils down to. Because if we're last week, I spent the week on crutches. So the episode I was supposed to download last week, actually, episode was uploaded just this evening. So a week later. And I spent a week asking,
Hmm.
having to be open to receive, or I wasn't going to get anything.
Mhm. Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
even walk with a cup of coffee to my car. Like
It's
you're on crutches and you're borderline helpless.
yeah.
And you're not, but it feels that way.
Yeah.
And you're not only not contributing, you're not able to go at your own pace because you physically have to slow down. You're mentally depleted. You're in pain, and yet you're beating yourself up. Why?
Right. Yeah. This. Yeah. You think you should be doing more. You should be better. I should be here and I'm here. And that's you shouldn't all over it again. And that's just gonna put you in that, as you said, it keeps you in that down cycle. Yeah. It's the book I wrote is called Making Time for You.
Okay. Okay.
Imagine that. Making time for you. It's the 30-minute self-care. This is just full of tips and how-tos, and there's a lot of different topics in there. There's the fitness and the weight loss, but there's some hormonal things and dropping a dress size quick, how to do it right versus not right. And there's a lot of different topics in there that come from a lot of my clients and things. But it's all about that. It's a quick read, but it's full chock full. I say if you read it fast once, then go back and read it again. Pick the chapters that resonate with you, read them again. And then, like whether I'm speaking or doing something else, I always challenge people. I say, take one thing. If you read a chapter, take one thing from that chapter and apply it either immediately, or if you're reading at night, first thing in the morning. Apply one thing to improve, and then apply the next thing. And then pretty soon that whole cycle you were just talking about starts to shift. And then it's the airplane theory. Put your own mask on first. Take 30. This way, my training is all about this 30 minutes. I only train for 30 minutes. Whether I'm training an athlete, a lady, or moms, grandmas, everybody's 30 minutes. It's at your own level, but everybody's got 30 minutes. You can fly in here, 30 minutes, crank it out, and you're out. Or we go online. I have one lady, one of the gals asked her this morning, what time do you wake up? She says, I get up at 5:37 to get dressed and turn on her computer to be ready to go at 5:45. She gives herself 8 minutes to be ready to go. But she shows up every time. She never, it's kind of funny. She's like still yawning, but she still shows up. But then she's on for 30, and then the rest of her day is off and running, the kids or whatever else. But the point is a quick 30 and you're out. You don't spend hours in the gym. So part of that is unwinding that whole thought process. Oh, I got to have an hour or more to do this. I got a ton of cardio to do. Cardio is a whole different subject. If you're training HIIT, you know about cardio. But yeah, my people walk out of here like they've just been doing cardio for an hour. So
yeah,
right.
My cardio for my HIIT was more like you had two choices. If you had it in you, you could do the cardio for that minute because it was just minute intervals,
Yep.
or you can take it as an active recovery, but you can't stop your feet.
Right. You got to keep moving. Yeah.
You got to move something. All right. We are narrowing into the end just out of respect for time, and I have something to share with you.
Please.
So you're going to give us your book links. Do you have your book handy?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to show and tell mine because you're not going to know this. My book is called Your Story Matters.
Awesome.
It's a woman's self-love, self-awareness workbook, and I was number bestseller on Amazon as well.
Good for you. Congrats.
Thank
awesome.
you, thank you. And I have a little story to share with you. It's very similar to the airplane one we always talk about. And I will be attaching the book links, guys, for both of our books in the show notes. Okay. So this is called the burnt toast syndrome.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
Let me know if you've heard it before. If you can imagine the scenario at breakfast. You make toast for the family, but two pieces come out a little darker than the rest. You could just leave them on a plate for someone else to pick up. You could toast a couple of new pieces, but what do? You eat the burnt toast yourself. And that's one of the million things we do to ourselves all the time without giving it a second thought. It's not that we're treating ourselves badly. It's more that we don't treat ourselves well.
Nice. I like that. That's so true. So true. I do that all the time. I'm like,
we're human. We all do.
Yeah.
And you have to think, how you were chatting about you weren't impressed with your weight, your lifestyle, where you were at 250.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So 13 years ago-ish, I think I was 36 at the time, and I'll be 50 in July. So what's that, 14 years ago almost? Right around there anyways, somewhere between 36 and 38. I did not like my reflection. The reflection in the mirror was not smiling back at me anymore. And guys, you will hear a lot of people in our space talk about mental health and their tipping points, and this is why they do what they do, but you don't even need to fall into that category to want to inspire other people to feel good. Once you discover this, it's a gift, but a gift you share. And that's why every coach is different. That's why we all bring unique skills to the table. Like the both of us could have had very parallel training, but I guarantee you we're going to have very different deliveries.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
And that's what is so cool about this industry. You're getting mindset work, you're getting movement. We're going to tap in right now about Coach Greg's meals, movement, mindset, and his relationship with money. And I forgot to even remind him tonight. So let's see what happens. But, for those that have been listening, we get a variety of different things on this piece. Sometimes we hear the political answer, and sometimes we hear the heartfelt answer as to what the coaches actually do, and or the hosts actually do, the co-hosts. And you all know you can go back on any of my check-in Fridays on YouTube and hear how I've done every single week in the areas of meals, movement, mindset, and my relationship with money. Because some days I'm normal, And some days I'm a superhero and some days I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Just like the rest of you. All right. Ready?
Yes.
Question number one. Meals. Walk us through what that means to you. You can share with us your personal, like your day, what you eat, what you do, or what you believe in, whatever.
There's a little bit of a mixed answer in there. I've inherited generations worth of digestive issues. So I've learned as I'm getting older, it's more of a struggle. So I really have to be careful of what I'm eating. I don't eat a lot. So what it's really forcing me to do is eat how I should be eating anyways, which is smaller meals. I had someone yesterday say, "Oh yeah, you eat kind of like a bird. You just eat little tiny meals." I didn't notice somebody else was looking, but they watch us. But
They're
I eat
always watching.
always
Awesome.
do. So yeah, I start the morning. I'm working on getting deeper into the morning, a little deeper, like the 16-hour fasty kind of thing on periodic days, not every day. Sometimes I like to start with a protein. Protein sets you off. It just eliminates that carb craving during the day. So, well, be it just a quick, easy, just a shake up protein, be it a bar that doesn't have much in it. I'm a big egg fan, so I'll go with some eggs with some, onions, whatever, in it. Just a quick scramble. It only takes like 3 minutes. People are like, oh, I don't have time to cook. I don't have time to cook. I can do it between clients in 5 minutes or less. And I got a kid that goes to school too. I'm like, crack. I got a tiny little egg pan. Boom, that thing's done. It's out in the table. So it's quick and it's easy. So protein in every meal is a goal.
Yeah.
I do it. I just had the discussion again with another guy this morning. He's on a diabetic plan now. He's like, I hate that I'm a diabetic. I'm like, just own where you are. Your body's changing. Don't put a label on yourself. Just say your challenges. This is a big competitive kind of guy too. In his 60s, I said, so take it as a competition. It's you versus your blood sugar then, because that's how he thinks. Don't label yourself because that's a negative thought now. So you're just challenged by this now because the guy's a beast in the other categories. Said, so we talked about that. So I subscribe to keeping the protein up. Most people don't eat enough protein because we're always served either too big of meals for sure, and then always carb heavy. So I'm really big on cutting things in half. Cut it in half. What if you're out at a restaurant? Cut it in half. We even making sandwiches. The pieces of bread come big. Cut it in half. Now because those are 2 meals anyways. If you put that on the calorie deal, or just that's too much at one time. You're going to eat it. I have a nonprofit also called Empowered Youth Lifestyle. I tell the kids the size of the food you get is way wrong. It's 2 or 3 different meals every time because we go over food label reading and their favorite fast foods. I wreck that for them because I show them what you're really eating. Here's what you're really eating, and here's what's happening. But so I subscribe to more protein. They're like, oh, fitness guy protein. That sounds about right. Not in a ridiculous way. It's not protein shakes all the day long. It's just add a little something into every meal because it also controls that insulin level. Helps with the digestion, helps your hair, skin, nails, helps your skin look pretty. It helps you recover from your daily life. I'm not talking about bodybuilder protein. We're talking daily life protein. Most women are deficient. When I'm looking at those diets, when I said I'd show me what you eat and when you eat it, I'm looking for that kind of stuff. What's your protein bag? How much you eating? Oh, I ate protein at lunch. I had some chicken on a salad. Oh, that's it. That's it. That's not enough. So that's kind of my meals. I go with that. I try to keep them smaller, lighter. If I'm going to eat something a little heavier, I try to eat it earlier at night just to give myself a little bit of digestive leeway for the evening. So I'm not full going to bed because then you're miserable.
Well, I'm gonna share. I like that. I would say I'm very similar to that. Where I don't care necessarily about sit down structured meal times. I mean, it's nice to have, but throughout the rest of the day, I'm kind of every 2 or 3 hours where I'm eating something as well. And I start every day with protein. This morning, so tomorrow I'll probably mix it up because I like protein and plants as much as I can. So this morning was overnight oats with Greek yogurt and vanilla protein powder. So there was a nice chunk of protein in there with some frozen raspberries. Yeah, actually, and I used the 30-calorie non-sweetened almond milk and hemp hearts, oatmeal,
Okay.
and maple syrup.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, perfect. It's like perfect.
Yep. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Okay, there's my so I balance everything out like a cup. Not everything. Okay. A cup of oatmeal, a cup of Greek yogurt, and a cup of almond milk, and that gives me 3 days.
Nice.
Okay, or 4 days, depending on how I portion it. So like that's what I had today, but I noticed today I was hungry. I also ate a protein bar in the afternoon. I ate a homemade chicken soup that I made last night with egg noodles. So there's chicken and carbs with a little bit of the fat that was up from the broth. So that's what you want. You want to mix things up a little bit. But I can tell you, I only had 1 scoop of greens today. So tomorrow morning, I'm sure I'll bring and this is the thing, you start to notice what works, what doesn't work, and you start to notice where your energy is and
Yep.
how happy you're feeling or how sluggish you're feeling.
Yep.
So tomorrow I will have a protein shake with my big handful of spinach and a
Yep.
banana and my greens first thing in the morning because I was missing that extra spinach, that vitamin K. And you wouldn't know it because it's almost 9 o'clock at night my time, and I'm fine, right? Like I'm fine. I'm not
Oh, sure. Yeah.
yeah. So, and this is how you know things, but you find what fuels you, and that's what you're coaching your clients on. And you can make things in advance. You can make hard-boiled eggs. There's so many ways you can add protein in the morning, but I totally recommend exactly what you just said on that, on the protein. All right, Niels, movement. Tell us about your movement because we have 6 minutes.
Okay, movement. For me, movement is again in small pieces. Again, I've lived a lot. So, 30, 40 minutes tends to hurt a lot more the next day. So I go in about 12-minute increments. And I also drop it in between things. So I need a little pick me up here and there. If I got it between clients or I'm working emails, I'm working on a new project. I'll take a break. I'll go to 12 minutes of something, whether I'm lifting, I'll do some hit lifting, or I'll jump in and do some hit on the elliptical here just to take the break. But my body likes the 12-minute mark. I got to get to the 12, but it kind of turns the furnace on at 12. And if it's intense enough, 2 or 3 times now that adds up. So I'm adding it up and it's again cumulative. So it kind of keeps the furnace burning during the day. So that's how I go. My clients, I recommend, I have them on 30-minute training sessions. So they come with me. And that's your training session. That doesn't mean you're done for the day. You still go out and be active because I don't train them to be sore unless they ask for it. I mean, I can make you sore in 30, that you can make you sore in 30, but you're not here for that. Typically you're here to get better holistically better and stronger everywhere. So that's how I train you. So 30, but I also have on YouTube, a bunch of YouTubes on my Empowered Women's Fitness station is like 4-minute, no excuse workouts. They're either body weight or band or both. They're 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, typical Tabata hits. Yeah. So 4 minutes. Okay. Everybody's got 4 minutes. You're standing there anywhere in your office, in your house, it doesn't matter. You got 4. And if you got 8, hit the repeat and go again. And I've had clients, they text me and they go, okay, I did this one and this one, and I'm smoked. They're like done because we use a band, a fitness band. That's it. A band or body weight and just how you do it. And because I'm a coach, it's not, oh, watch me work out. It's I'm coaching somebody else. So I'm giving you all the cues also. Tuck this here, move that there, feel this here, feel it there, less intense this way, more intense this way. So you find where your spot is in there, but 4 minutes. So if you don't have time to do this and this, then take the 4 because still it's a victory because you stopped and did something. Are you going to get in the world's best shape 4 minutes at a time? Not likely, but are you better that day because you did at least 8 minutes? Sure you are because you did something.
But you know what? Don't shortchange the impact that has, because if you stay consistent with that 4 minutes a day, you will get results because you will not want to eat something to sabotage that. Like, so yes, the thing is, as long as you consistency over impact,
for sure,
still has amazing results.
Absolutely.
I love that. The 4 minute theory. I've never heard of that before, but I agree with you.
It's just I just call it a no excuse workout because you hear it. How many times we heard excuses? For every dollar we'd be rich, right? So, I don't have okay, you got 4 minutes, right? Well, yeah. So we're gonna stand here for 4 minutes and argue over the fact you don't have time for 4 minutes. Or you would have been done with your workout by now. So yeah, just hit go. That's easy. It's YouTube. Easy go. You band it's go anywhere.
People do underestimate what qualifies as a workout as well. Moving your body. I mean, okay, not from the chair to the kitchen to get a beer to go back to the chair. That doesn't really count. But if you're going to wiggle a little bit in there and listen to a song and dance for that 30, I don't know, that 3 to 5 minute segment, that's a workout. Like, expand on this.
Yeah, elevate the heart rate a little bit of burn in there.
Perfect. Run up and down the stairs 5 times if you're going downstairs to get one thing. Done.
Yep, done.
Okay. So we talked a lot about mindset. I'm not even going to open that up to you right now, unless you have a tidbit to share. Because I want to really tap in for the last couple of minutes on how your relationship with money has changed over the years. And what I mean by that is stress. So most people do serious moves in their life, work, job, career because of money. They end relationships because of money. Marriages fall apart mainly because of money. They devalue their own personal worth because of how well they do or don't budget money.
Mhm.
So your relationship with money has such a core impact on the person that we are and the decisions that we make. How would you say that impacts you the most? Or where are you at with that right now?
Great question. Wow, this is so funny. I just had a meeting with one of my board of directors today, and we talked about this. And throughout my life, my father's a little bit older. He grew up in the Depression era, so he has a poverty mindset. Our parents passed to us what they passed to us. That's what we know as kids. That's a lot of our limiting beliefs and things is what somebody else gave us. There's your mindset piece. But so I adopted that. Somebody told me that a long time ago. They're like, you got a poverty mindset, but I had an entrepreneurial spirit. That's a recipe for disaster. I had a corporate job. I had an 18-year corporate automotive career. So I've been in the corporate world before. So I was making six figures going along. Everything's great. And then I jumped out on my own in 2007. You too?
30 years in sales
Yeah.
and corporate. Yeah.
And I was Land Rover Jaguar North American Ops out here in the West Coast. So it was a great job, but they went back east and I'm like, no, thanks. And I jumped out then and let my entrepreneurial spirit run in a scary place. So you go from six figures to zero, you better turn something on quick. So there's some fear in that, but it also fired me up to get back to that level and beyond. And then the market and everything crashed about 2008. So it's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride, just working through the things. And then it's been scary, but I'm realizing my relationship with that and the limiting beliefs and things that somebody else had placed on me. And the fact that I've had an entrepreneurial spirit since I was young, I didn't realize it. Nobody fostered it. Nobody told me. They always kept suppressing it.
Because of their fears and their limiting beliefs
Their
and their storylines. Yes.
all of theirs. You can't do this. You need a job. You need to do this. You need to do this. I got a regular degree.
Are
I know.
your parents the same as mine?
Are they related or something?
I think so. I mean, my
I got the
dad, they
first Canadian in
major
here, so
scarcity.
right.
Yeah.
And that was it. Even to this day, it's
Yes.
mother still speaks that way, and I'm like, no, that's you. That's not me. It is still scary. The money thing is scary, and being an entrepreneur, you got to take some leaps into. I'm leaping into a whole brand new place because we're talking about studios. Well, COVID comes. I had a corporate division as well. I still do corporate, meaning I go to a corporate wellness.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay, like related or something. But COVID comes and shuts that down. So I went from again back to zero. I'm like, oh, back to zero again. So now what do you do? So again comes now, I regenerated the Empowered Women's Fitness. I started online again, then it started offsite. Now I'm looking for a studio. I'm also right now seeking the right investors. I have a corporation, so it's shares available for investing because we're going to take this thing. It's not a gym. It's a culture. It's a movement. It's a women's movement. I've got a full plan. It's vetted. It's all good to go. But I want to go not only one facility, but multiple facilities. And then all the people that are high level in vetting this are like, you need to take this to franchise. So again, if you're listeners, if they're those kind of folk, reach out to me and say, hey, tell me more about it. I got a full plan. But to say that is it's going to a scary place. I've never been there before. We're getting into the way big figures of money and not having been there. It's a little frightening, but at the same time, I got to recheck my mindset because to me, those go together to say, it's okay to go there. You've never been there, but you're going to be okay. If you believe in yourself, you believe in your passion, you have faith that it's going to work and you aligned with the right people, it's going to work, but you got to write it. They say most of a great percentage of the entrepreneurs, they're one step away from their dream. And because it got too difficult, they stepped out right before it happened.
I've heard that too. I'm looking at my jar of love letters that I write to myself. But actually it's amazing what I've got written on here that no longer matter. And this is how you know that people are not right for you, or a company or environment or social space. If you have to write yourself encouraging love letters to make it through the moment, that is not a moment you want to be reliving. So you can go back at these love letters now and be like, no, there is nothing wrong with me. I don't need that anymore.
Yeah.
Done. But then when I was
I got a board over here that's got the stuff on it, but it's all like, it's not fluffy. It's just reminder things. There's the $1 million numbers here. There's, the pictures of the families, the pictures of the new gym. I got a picture. I got a 3D
That's a
render.
vision board right here.
There it is. Right this. I'm telling you, girlfriend, we are related.
We're great.
Then we talked about our words. We're kind of running time, but
Oh,
my words
yeah.
elevate and expand. But to elevate and expand, I am way out of my comfort zone. If I could train all day long, it's easy, but it's not going to get me where I want to be. It doesn't serve my passion, my purpose. I figured out is helping people. It sounds kind of cliche, but it really is, because with a nonprofit, like my wife always says, she knows. She said, "You were out helping the high schoolers again, weren't you?" I said, "Okay," because I go leadership and skills, and you said these kids come to me with personal things. They want to have one-on-ones with me because I'm helping them unwind their personal lives. As kids, it's the trajectory of, are they going to fail? Are they going to succeed? So we're giving them that knowledge, that headspace to now reshift and succeed. So she said, I can tell when you've been there. I said, why? She said, because you're always like pumped. Now you come back, you got good energy. It's the thing. So you said, what kind of gets you to that space? What would be the one thing for something? Gratitude.
It's huge.
Gratitude for little victory things is so powerful.
And sometimes those little victory things is somebody saying thank you, or you're watching somebody accomplish a plank that they could never do, or a 6-year-old do a sit-up, and the whole room is cheering them on. Like, it can be that simple. Okay, we're gonna sign off in a second because I know you have another commitment. So first of all, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
This has been amazing. And I want to say there is a quote that I have wrote down. My hair's sticking all over the place, but I had a quote that I wrote down in my journal, and I was writing on this for the longest time, and it is safe for me to have it all, and I am brave enough to desire more.
Oh, that's excellent.
Because it doesn't matter where you're at in your life right now. It doesn't matter if you're a coach and you have to work. You get to work and you get to have that sense of security while you're building your business. It doesn't matter if things shift and you're trying to find your footing again. Right? It is safe for you to have it all, and you are brave enough to desire more.
That is so good.
Isn't it good? It's powering. It's very empowering. So listen, thank you from the bottom of my heart, we all had so much fun. I know I did. I know you did.
Absolutely. Yes, I want to come back again.
Yay! We'll do a part 2.
Yes, I would love that. If you'd like to have me back, I'd love that. So that'd be great.
Perfect.
No, thank you for having me. It was an honor to be on. Love having you. We are kindred spirits for sure.
Sure. Wait a minute. What's your zodiac?
I'm Libra, so.
Oh, serious? Then we are kindred spirits, actually. Yeah, I'm not a Libra, but Libras and Leos are very compatible in almost every single element. So very interesting to know. I'm an astrology geek and a numerology geek, and I believe in everything geek, because happily ever afters do happen, and serendipity.
That's fun, yeah. That's also much fun.
Okay, guys, on this note, thanks for joining us, and have yourself an amazing day.
Thank you so much.